Cody Moore sat in her office in the Cody Bay Inn and stared at the picture of her mother that had fallen off the wall a few minutes ago. A breeze had blown in from nowhere and knocked it off the wall where it had hung from before Cody had been born. Other than being cleaned, the photo had always hung in its place of pride next to the one of her father. Now the frame was completely destroyed, and it would need a new one. Cody slid her bottom desk drawer open and looked at her purse, thinking about the old, unopened letter stuffed in there. When the frame around her mother's picture had broken, the letter had fallen out. It was addressed to her father in her mother's handwriting and sealed with a formal wax seal. A small bark from Cody's brindle Staffordshire Terrier, Rage, caught her attention, and she smiled at her faithful friend lying next to the desk. "You think I should open the letter, don't you?" Rage tilted her furry head to one side, looking at Cody as if she understood. Rage gave a soft bark once again and dropped her head back onto her paws, staring at Cody. "You're probably right. There could be nothing good in a hidden, unopened letter to one's father." Cody sighed and closed the desk drawer, leaving the letter safely in her purse. "Besides, I have a lot of work to do before Christopher and the kids get home." Cody turned back to her computer and forced herself to concentrate on what needed to be done. But her mind kept wandering to the letter and the stack of newly recovered 200-year-old journals on her desk. She took a deep breath and rolled her eyes, giving up trying to work, and slumped back in her chair, staring at the journals. Cody's gaze slid past the journals to the stack of unopened mail in the basket that also needed to be addressed. She frowned when she noted a large, thick envelope at the bottom of the pile. Cody pulled the envelope out from beneath the others. It was addressed to Mr. and Mrs. A. Moore, Cody's grandparents, who had died quite a few years ago. This day was just getting stranger and stranger for Cody. She flipped the envelope over and found the name of an attorney's office at the back. It was the same attorney that her grandparents had used. "What do you think this is?" Cody held the envelope for Rage to see. "I wonder why they are sending this now, when my grandparents have been gone for 3 and 5 years. Rage lifted her head and tilted it with her ears raised. Cody sighed, opened the desk drawer, and shoved the envelope into her purse with the other one she'd found earlier. Cody was really hoping for an uneventful November to allow her frayed nerves from the wild summer and October that had just passed to rest. Christmas was another busy time for the inn, and as November was usually quiet, she'd started some renovations to be completed for the festive season. But since her mother's picture had crashed to the floor, she had a feeling the Bay had a few more secrets it wanted her to uncover. "Rage?" Cody looked at her dog. "Why don't we go get a cup of coffee for me and a treat for you and the rest of your furry and feathered friends?" Rage immediately lifted her head and barked in agreement. "I thought you'd agree." Cody slid her chair back and stood up. Cody was about to leave the office when a Porsche Cayenne pulled into the parking lot. The breeze once again streamed into her office from her office door and kissed her cheek as it softly murmured into her ear. "Memories and secrets collide. The past will not remain hidden. Today it has risen." Cody shook her head as the words skipped through her mind. Where did those words come from? Cody frowned and watched as a tall man climbed out of the car. She couldn't see the passenger who was on the other side of the car, but the pair looked like they were at the inn to stay. Cody's frown deepened. As far as she knew, she didn't have bookings. Well, none booked for today. The next guests were not due for another 3 weeks. Cody peeked through at the reception desk. No one was there. That meant she had to go and get them checked in,